Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. I am back with another episode of Growth Groove with Dr. Ericka. I apologize if you missed me a hot second because my travel schedule got super nuts and then I'd end up in airports and in weird places. But I said we were going to make this happen tonight because earlier this week, where was I? I was in Jamaica giving a presentation about burnout, physician burnout. So I'm excited to now be coming from you straight from Mama's house to talk to you about a little bit more of a somber topic. So the first thing is I want to say thank you for showing up. You know, Growth Groove with Dr. Ericka shows up on your Tuesdays. So thank you for making me part of your day. Even if you're not watching it on Tuesday, I'm super excited to have you. A couple of quick housekeeping things. First thing is if you know someone that needs this, please share. Little button at the bottom, just click it. Next thing, if you know someone that needs this, please tag them. You know, sharing is caring. The last thing, if you're watching it later, don't even worry about it. Put hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you hopped on to see what we were talking about. Well, if you don't know me, or if you forgot, I am Dr. Ericka, Harvard-trained double board certified psychiatrist and integrative lifestyle coach. I am on a mission to help you be better, do better, and live better. I do that through my adult telepsychiatry practice, my speaking, my books, including Fix Your Fairy Tale, A Woman's Guide to a Great Life, Love, and Legacy, along with my podcast. I don't know if you can hear the dog is in the background doing doggy things. So my podcast, Better with Dr. Ericka, I totally love it, and I hope you check it out. I do all of this to help busy people like you that show up for work, you show up for your friends, you show up for everybody but yourself. I do this to put you back in your life. All right, so you might be wondering, why is this the topic? Well, number one, it's all that we've been talking about. It's everything that's in the news. Straight on the heels of the mass shooting at the grocery store in Buffalo, we had the horrific mass shooting of two teachers and students at Uvalde. And in the middle of that, there was also, after that, another mass shooting in Chattanooga. So unfortunately, we are in a world where these mass shootings, these school shootings, these community shootings are becoming way too commonplace. And I know we're already in the context of where people are already emotionally at capacity over just living. We talked about it before, around 1 in 5 people having mental health issues, 4 in 10 reporting struggling with anxiety or depressive symptoms during the pandemic. There's a lot on your plate. You're trying to keep yourself safe, your family safe, your friends safe. And one of the things that's happening with these kinds of events, even if you're not directly influenced because you were literally there, is this culture of these shootings robbing the feeling of safety in places that were usually safe places. Most people generally felt safe going to the grocery store, other than maybe trying to avoid the COVID. And naturally, parents want to feel safe sending their kids to school. Teachers want to feel safe going there. Staff wants to feel safe going to the school. And people want to focus on teaching children, not having to physically protect them from people that want to kill them. So all of this at a time where I don't really feel like a lot of the people I'm talking to had the capacity to manage this extra stuff. And people come up to me and they're kind of like, well, what do you do? So I wanted to quickly do a little quality time. Now, what are some practical things you can do now to help maintain your sanity? I know we officially called it 3 ways to manage your emotions after school and mass shootings. But the real thing is, how do you maintain your sanity in this world filled with violence and uncertainty, but you still have to survive and hopefully still live a good life? So let's talk about some strategies. You ready? And we said these are going to be quickies. We're going to get you in and get you out. Number one is fill your love bucket. That means spend some time with or talking to people that fill your love bucket, people that make you feel loved, people that make you feel seen. This could be your children, your friends, your family, your puppy, your cat, your pets, anyone that just makes you feel loved, that being around them, you feel cared for. So you're going to fill your love bucket by being surrounded with or spending time with people that make you actually feel good. The next is limit your social media and the news. So put boundaries on this information. Right now, there are so many things going on in the world. All we hear, I swear, I come to my mom's house. She watches a lot of MSNBC. It's the same 2 or 3 things all day long, like nothing else is happening in the world. And if you are tuned into all these news apps, these news shows, social media, this is all you're going to hear. And the reason why I say you need to put boundaries around it, time limits, if you're feeling overwhelmed, just don't do it, as these things become triggering. It's one of the reasons DSM-5 changed some of the definitions of trauma for PTSD more for secondary exposure versus literally being in the situation. Because one of the things I think everybody remembers is when 9/11 happened, just watching those planes hit the towers over and over and over and over again on TV. It was a disaster. So one of the ways is you need to limit your social media and your news. So you're going to limit how many triggering things you're around. If you know you're overwhelmed and you can't see it one more time, or that's going to make you so anxious you can't even hardly look at your kids, you need to take a break. Social media is not going anywhere. It's going to still be there. Turn off your alerts, turn off your notifications, turn things off. You don't have to watch this stuff. So sometimes you have to protect yourself. The next is talk to your therapist. Yes, I said it, and apparently the puppy is agreeing with me. Is talk to your therapist. If you don't have a therapist, get one. Originally, I thought about this being safe spaces, but honestly, the average person I talk to right now is so overwhelmed that you actually could benefit from some professional help. You do not have to be ready to kill yourself to see a therapist. And I think right now the world has become such an uncertain, mixed up place that has no logic, that one of the best ways and the highest yield ways you're going to be able to find peace and be able to function and restore your emotional and mental capacity so that you can actually survive is to actually have a therapist. One of the ways to deal with all of this uncertainty and all of these feelings of danger and all of these ways safety has been ripped from you is to see a therapist. So rather than sugarcoat it, I put it like it is. Talk to your therapist. If you don't have one, get one. There are so many ways to find them. They don't even have to be super expensive. If you don't want it to be, get your therapist. You need it now. The bonus is take political action. Vote. Register to vote. Contribute to a campaign. There are a million things you can do to try to help prevent some of these things from happening. Unfortunately, we know we are dealing with a government that everyone in the government doesn't necessarily feel the same way around issues such as gun control. But we have to start with some grassroots work. So I'm not saying you have to go out and save the entire world. But one of the things you can do to help deal with your emotions is to know that you went to vote or you registered to vote or you learned about the issues, you learned about your local government. Because at the end of the day, we all need to try to get people in office that are going to be socially responsible and to take care of the whole, not just a singular person. So thank you for showing up. I really appreciate it. This is Better with Dr. Oh gosh, I'm saying Better with Dr. Ericka. We're on Growth Groove with Dr. Ericka right now. Thank you so much for tuning in on this Tuesday. Growth Groove with Dr. Ericka comes on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. So happy to have you here. If you know someone that needs this, please share. You can also tag, and if you're watching it later, put hashtag replay in the comments. I'd love to know you were here. If you have any questions or comments, please continue to slide those in. I told you I wasn't going to keep you here forever. Quick rundown. We're talking about 3 ways to manage and keep your sanity after all of these school shootings and these mass shootings. The first one is you're going to fill your love bucket. Spend time with people that make you feel good, or critters like pets, but things that just make you feel loved and seen. You're going to limit your social media and your news intake. You're also going to talk to your therapist. We talked about it's great to have one. The bonus is take political action. Again, thank you so much for coming. As you see scrolling below, if you just can't get enough Dr. Ericka, please check out my podcast, Better with Dr. Ericka. You can catch it at betterthepodcast.com or wherever major podcasts are seen. So you can go to Apple Podcasts, Audible, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Spotify, any of those, and you can find Better with Dr. Ericka to just get a little something, something. I want to encourage you, please take care of yourself. I'm trying to finally get some rest. I hope you can tell the energy. I got a little rest. I went to bed at 8 o'clock last night. But I want you to take care of yourself. It is a crazy time. We are living in a crazy world. I don't want you to feel crazy in the middle of the crazy time in the crazy world, okay? So I want you to take good care of yourself. If you don't have one, I encourage you to get a therapist. I want you to have a safe place where people can hold space for your emotions and help you make it through it. The next thing, we're still in a pandemic. Please continue to take care of yourself. I want us to be able to meet here, same place 2 years from now. Talk about how we made it. Last thing, take your left hand, put on your right arm, take your right hand, left arm, squeeze, give yourself a big hug. You deserve all the love. I told you where you can find the podcast. If you need some high quality telepsychiatry and you don't have someone, check me out. Go to AskDrGoodwin.com, AskDrGoodwin.com. I am still taking patients. I want to just send a lot of love. Say, please be kind to yourself. Please be kind to those around you. Give yourself some grace. I want to applaud you for showing up tonight. Continue to show up for yourself because you deserve it. I will see you next Tuesday. Have a good night.